So today I'm going to talk about Bitwarden, and this is now my favorite password manager. A few months back I did a video on KeepassXC, and that one's pretty cool, but I think I like Bitwarden a little bit better. And here's why. So on my screen here, it shows the Bitwarden login screen and all that, okay. But up here what I have blocked out is that this is actually not an app like you would have on your phone or something, but instead it's a Tor browser, and I'm accessing this through an onion address that is hosted on my Umbrel. I don't have the onion address here because, well, I don't know if I want to give that out, okay? But the way it works is you just go ahead and log in, and you can remember your email if you want to. And obviously you need to create an account and an account at first, but I figured you probably know how to do that if you're watching this. And here's some cool things that we can do here. So let's say I want to add a login. Let's say it's Twitter. And I'll put my username is whatever at me. Okay. Now you can do a couple things. You could say I want to do my own password, type it in, and blah blah blah. But the cool thing about this is that there's an option to just generate a password. You can use a password or a passphrase. I prefer passphrases, so when I click this, it'll automatically generate a passphrase for me. And I like this because these are easily memorizable, right? So, and then you can change this if you want. If you want to have a space, you can do that. They don't have to be capitalized. You can put, well, here, let me show you here. If you go to Tools, you can change this to a space. You can take away the capitalized stuff. You can include a number. So there's a number right here, right? It just kind of depends on like what you like. I like to just do just words and separate it with, something, like a space or like a question mark, whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? So yeah, you can do all that stuff. I like the way this looks though too. Okay, so let's go back to our vault. We're going to go ahead and add that Twitter thing again. Click that. That would be our password. Pretty cool. So now we have that. We can add another one. Let's call this, I don't know, let's say it's Facebook. I don't really use Facebook all that much. But here, let's try something else too. So instead of doing just a random password, we'll do something not random, right? And I just put Blink 182. Actually, I don't want caps on. I don't really, well, okay, I do like this band. I shouldn't admit this, but I do like them. But here, one cool thing is we can check it to see if it's been exposed. So if anyone's ever used this Blink 182 password, then it'll show up on certain lists. So as you can see, this password has been exposed 420,512 times, and we should change it. So obviously this is a bad password, and that's what I really like about this. So it'll tell you if you're using a password that's been used before, or if it's on some like hacker list, and you don't want to do that. So I'll go ahead and cancel that. And then there's some other cool things here too, like the send option, and I haven't really done this yet, but the idea is you can send a file or text, and I guess the person who gets it only has like a certain number of days to read it, or maybe they'll need a password, and I think you can make this as long or as short as you want. This kind of works similar to the feature in Proton Mail, where they let you kind of just do this automatically. So I haven't really used that, but I think it's a cool idea. Um, and another thing that I think is pretty cool, oh, not the settings, but you can do that too, right? But there's these organizations here. And let's say you don't want to like share all of your passwords with your spouse or whatever. Like, let's say, this is going to be to my wife, and I'll put my wife's email at whatever. It doesn't even, she can have just like whatever, right? Gmail. You can do that. Now, before you set this up, though, you want your wife to create her own account on here, or whoever you're sharing this with, right? So you would give her the Tor address. She would go on the Tor address, register her own account, and then after she does that, she'll have access to anything that you put in this. Now, sometimes this takes a while to load up. Oh, good, that was pretty quick. So let's say you want your wife to have your bank password. And there's some things that you might want to share with her. Maybe there's some things you do not want to share with her. It doesn't matter. You can just kind of choose what she can see and what she can't see. Or again, anyone. It could be your kids. It doesn't really matter, right? So here's my bank password, and then we're gonna just go ahead and choose that, right? We want something secure. We want to make sure it's not hackable, or at least it's less likely to be hacked. Okay, so that should be good. And then you can put my username, whatever, right? Any notes. You can save that. And then, oh, yeah, I forgot, you have to add it to a collection. So we need to add it to this default collection here. And then you go ahead and save it. And then here, so now whoever has, or whoever's added to this organization can have this password. And you could also, maybe you need 10 people to have access to certain things. Maybe your company. I don't know. I mean, it's limitless. You can have a bunch of different reasons why you want to share certain things, but not share others with people. And this program lets you do it pretty easily. And you can add like more people too by adding more users and stuff. I think there's a way to have them just kind of sign up after you do this, but I found that it was easier if you already signed them up under an email beforehand. So, just whatever at anotheremail.com, make sure you have the account set up for them, okay? And then you can do hide passwords or read only or all this stuff. You can share certain collections with some people and not share others with them. All kinds of cool stuff here. So yeah, that's basically my overview of Bitwarden. Let me know what you think in the comments, and let's see if you want to know anything else about it. There's a few things I haven't done, like I haven't really done any of this deleting the organizations and stuff. I guess I'll go over this reuse password report. So another cool thing is, like, let's say you use the same password all the time. If you have Blink 182 for everything, that would be very, very insecure, and you want to know that. So this will go ahead and check all the passwords that you have and let you know if you need to change stuff, or if your passwords are too weak, you can learn all that stuff. Yeah, and there's one more thing I kind of wanted to talk about here, because I thought this was pretty cool. So, like, let's say you have KeepassXC too, right? You could also import that, right? And then, I mean, there's more than that, but like, I guess you could do LastPass, you could do 1Password. There's a bunch of different options here. And let's say you do like KeePass, right? Do I have KeePass? I think KeePass 2 is what I imported mine with, right? And then you just kind of, well, you have to export it from KeePass, and then you import it, and then all of your passwords from that KeePass will just import here and make your life a lot easier because it sucks to just retype everything, obviously. So yeah, Now go ahead and let me know what you think. And thanks for watching.